Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Tamirun Imsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. Beware on complex post-restructuring debt portfolios. IMF warns Sri Lanka. New national quality framework to boost Sri Lankan exports. News in detail. The International Monetary Fund has cautioned that Sri Lanka faces a complex post-restructuring debt portfolio requiring stronger public debt management and continued fiscal discipline. The warning comes in a new working paper assessing the country's debt restructuring process. While acknowledging that Sri Lanka's domestic financing conditions have largely normalized, with treasury bill rates falling to around 8.5%, the IMF stressed that restructuring alone cannot ensure long-term debt sustainability. The report emphasized there is no room for slippage on the fiscal front and called for continued prudent fiscal policies and stronger institutions. The domestic debt operations implemented in September 2023 were credited with alleviating immediate pressures and supporting economic recovery. However, the IMF paper highlighted that Sri Lanka's debt crisis emerged from a combination of policy missteps, including lax fiscal policies and low tax to GDP ratios, compounded by external shocks. The report noted positive developments, including the narrowing of the budget deficit by nearly 55% in the first 8 months of 2025, supported by a 31% rise in tax revenue. Despite these improvements, the IMF stressed that safeguarding hard-earned debt sustainability requires continued vigilance and careful management of the country's more complex post-restructuring debt portfolio. The Minister of Science and Technology, Professor Krisanta Abesina, announced that an internationally recognized national quality infrastructure system will be developed in the future. Minister Abesina made this statement while participating as the chief guest at the inauguration of the two-day workshop on regulatory impact assessment and strengthening and developing the national quality infrastructure system. The event was organized by the Ministry of Science and Technology in collaboration with the United Nations Industrial Development Organization with technical assistance from the European Union. Budget allocations have been made for the development of the national quality infrastructure under the Ministry of Science and Technology for the year 2025. This initiative is expected to establish a comprehensive quality mechanism to safeguard and enhance the standards of goods and services produced in Sri Lanka, including medicines and food, while also ensuring the quality of imported and exported products. The NQI framework is structured on 4 fundamental layers: standards, accurate measurements, conformity, and certification. The initial workshop was addressed by UNIDO's Country Program Manager and International Senior Specialist Jairo Villamiltiaz, UNIDO's International Regulatory Reform Specialist Lilia Rodrigo, and several others. The event was also attended by the Secretary of the Ministry of Science and Technology, Mohammed Nawawi, the Secretary of the Ministry of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development, K.A. Vimalendira Raja, heads and representatives of ministries and departments associated with the program, representatives of local universities, private sector stakeholders, and many other distinguished participants. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has published its annual socio-economic data compilation, providing a comprehensive snapshot of the country's economic performance. The 48th volume of the publication was released for public information recently. The Sri Lanka Socio-Economic Data 2025 booklet contains information categorized under 14 key topics, including national accounts, prices and wages, external trade, and government finance. The data folder presents a wide range of current socio-economic indicators in a concise format, serving as a vital resource for policymakers, researchers, and the general public. According to the compiled data, Sri Lanka's population reached 21,042,000 in 2024, with the unemployment rate standing at 4.4%. The publication also shows the country's economic trajectory from 2019 through 2024, providing valuable insights for economic analysis and policy formulation. Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce has submitted its recommendations to strengthen the draft Public-Private Partnership Bill. The Chamber commended the government's effort to create a legislative framework for infrastructure investment as announced in its submission recently. While praising several aspects of the draft legislation, including mandated feasibility assessments and enhanced transparency, the Chamber highlighted key areas needing improvement. The recommendations stress the need to ensure the independence of the proposed national PPP agency and strengthen competitive safeguards around unsolicited proposals. The Chamber also called for more robust dispute resolution mechanisms and clearer fiscal transparency requirements. The submission emphasizes that addressing these concerns is vital to build investor confidence and attract private capital for infrastructure projects. The Chamber noted that a credible PPP framework is essential for Sri Lanka to close its infrastructure investment gap, particularly amidst the current tight fiscal environment. The comprehensive recommendations were developed following consultations with the National Agency for Public-Private Partnerships and the Asian Development Bank. The Indo-Lanka Chamber of Commerce and Industry has re-elected M. Raghuraman as its president during its 17th annual general meeting. The event featured a high-level discussion on strengthening economic ties between the two nations. The meeting held in Colombo included a fireside chat with Indian High Commissioner Santosh Jha and Brandix Apparel Managing Director Hasita Premaratne. The Indian High Commissioner emphasized that India and Sri Lanka should invest in each other's economies as partners in regional growth rather than competitors. He specifically highlighted Sri Lanka's role as a transshipment hub and called for expanded cooperation in the energy sector through joint investments. The newly re-elected president noted that bilateral relations have reached unprecedented heights, citing recent historic visits by both countries' leaders. The Chamber's committee includes major corporate entities from both nations, including Hema's Holdings, John Keel's Holdings, and Lanka IOC. The Chamber aims to further enhance cooperation in energy, defense, digital infrastructure, and trade between India and Sri Lanka. The Asia Pacific Institute of Digital Marketing has launched a groundbreaking artificial intelligence proficiency program for business professionals in Colombo. The initiative aims to equip Sri Lankan executives and entrepreneurs with practical AI skills for business growth and innovation. The AI Proficiency for Business Professionals program, launched at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall, is specifically designed for non-technical professionals to bridge the gap between artificial intelligence and business decision making. Unlike technical AI courses, this program focuses on enabling professionals to integrate AI into strategy, operations, and daily workflows without requiring coding or technical expertise. The curriculum covers AI concepts, trends, and practical applications to enhance productivity, foster innovation, and create future-ready leaders. Program Director Shanika Pramod emphasized that AI is no longer a distant future but the present, and the program aims to demystify AI for business professionals.
For the unveiling of the AI Business Proficiency Series, AI Business Acceleration Series by Epidem. Now let me tell you one thing. Now, exactly 10 years ago, 2015, we launched our current flagship program, Digital Marketing Mastery Program. Back then it was Professional Diploma in Digital Marketing, exactly 10 years ago, 2015, around this time. Now we've completed 27 batches, 28 batches, 29. I can't even remember the number. Right now we are getting the 31st batch started just end of this month. 31st batch, nearly 2,000 people upskilled for digital marketing, and like you take like any leading organization in Sri Lanka, the leading digital marketing professionals are all made at Epidem, so we can proudly say that.
Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today.
The all share price index gained by 72.7 points to close at 21,851.30. The S&P SL20 gained by 12.26 points to close at 6,138.79. The turnover was over 6.4 billion rupees and over 225 million shares were traded.
Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.